Hey, this is Senator Justin Reedy coming to you from Annapolis at the end of our second full week of the General Assembly session. I'm working really hard this session on several pieces of legislation to try to focus on crime and public safety, on cost of living and fairness and economic freedom for our taxpayers, and also how we can improve just the ability for families, retirees, and our small businesses to stay in Maryland and really grow and thrive. It's always a big priority for me, but especially now, considering the challenges we face in the Biden economy where costs are going out of control. And so, one area that I'm focusing intently on is how we deal with the cost of transportation and gas taxes. We have the fifth highest gas tax in the country in Maryland, and it goes up every year. You may not know this, but every year on July 1st, automatically, no matter how high gas prices are or how low they are, no matter how well or poorly the economy is doing, there's an automatic gas tax increase to the cost of inflation, the CPI index. And that should stop. That was passed many years ago under Martin O'Malley. I oppose it. We have tried to repeal it, and that should stop. In addition, Maryland, despite this high gas tax, Maryland is facing some very severe shortfalls in our transportation trust fund, which funds our roads, bridges, also goes to fund things like mass transit. And most of the money, almost all of the money that goes in there is funded by our gas tax dollars and our car fee dollars when you renew your tags. However, well over half of that money, a significant portion of that money, gets siphoned away to mass transit projects and other things that are not bridges and roads. And so it's really unfair for folks who pay the gas tax, the car drivers, to be constantly having to pay higher and higher gas taxes. In the same time that the General Assembly has refused to act on fixing that, they also, last year, the General Assembly, over my no vote and strong opposition, they removed the automatic escalator in fares for mass transit. So while they're saying to gas taxpayers, car drivers, keep paying more and more, higher and higher taxes, no matter what, they're saying to people who use highly subsidized already mass transit, we're not going to automatically increase fares year to year. In addition, it used to be there were goals with mass transit that mass transit systems had to at least recover a certain percentage of their cost every year. It was not a high amount, but it was at least something. It was called fare box recovery. The state has gotten rid of that in the past. So I have legislation. In addition, the bill I have will stop the automatic gas tax increase. It will restore the fare box recovery goals for mass transit, to put that back to where the transit systems need to be charging enough fares to at least recover some percentage. It actually had gotten as low as 10 to 15% recovery of costs, which is just ridiculous. We need to get it to where it's that plus more. And then I also, finally, another way the state sought to, we have an issue with our transportation trust fund not having enough money despite this terribly high gas tax and car tax. The state has also they've floated ideas about creating a miles traveled tax where you would have your car's mileage be tracked, that your car would be tracked, or you would have to do some sort of reporting about how far you drive, and you'd be taxed based on that. The idea of the government tracking where we go in our vehicles is absolutely frightening and outrageous. I will hasten to add that nobody has put a bill in on that this session yet, but my bill, in addition to repealing automatic gas tax hikes and making sure we start getting more fare box recovery from our mass transit system, making sure fares come back to being more relevant to the cost, my bill also will forbid the government from ever using GPS to be tracking your vehicle and our whereabouts. I think that is something we should all be very much against. There's other ways we can look at revenues for transit, including, as I said, people paying more their fair share when they use transit, but also these electric vehicles. We got to get a handle on that too. That's maybe a discussion for another time. We got to find a way to be sure all electric vehicles have to pay into the system as well, because their cars are just as heavy as, if not more so, than our gas-powered cars. So that's one of the big initiatives I have. It's a big sort of omnibus bill that our Republican caucus is working on to deal with fairness in how we charge people gas tax and how we pay for our transportation system. There's a lot more I could say. I've got things dealing with crime, other issues dealing with cost of living, and even a number of local issues we're really tackling. And I look forward to updating you more as we move ahead. But that is what I wanted to focus on for this particular video. As always, I really consider it an honor and privilege to serve you here, and I invite you to contact me anytime that I can be helpful to you and your family. Hope you have a great weekend, and God bless.